Good morning, happy Thursday. It is 5 to 8. It is 5 degrees. Now the bin lorry is out, so we might get disrupted by the bin lorry. But yes, it's a bit colder this morning. That's quite a drop from the 9s and 10s that we've been having. 5 degrees. So after yesterday, I woke up an hour early yesterday, an hour before my alarm went off, and as soon as Andrew had left for work, what time does he leave? About 5:20, I think. I got up, and this morning, despite being asleep before 10:30, I have overslept by about 45 minutes. Yeah, my alarm goes off at 5:45. It's very rare that I actually get up exactly when the alarm goes off. But today I turned it off and I fell back asleep until about 6:30. And then it took me another 20 minutes or so to actually get up. So, hence the reason it's 5 to 8 and I'm doing the walk. So I don't know whether I'm just sort of tired or whether the clock's going back has interfered with my routine more than I thought. Or I'm just lazy. So gonna be a bit of a rush this morning, but if I have to eat my breakfast at my desk, I will do. I can already see that there's work waiting. So yeah. Oh, get wrapped up warm if you're going out early in the morning. Right, we are back from the village walk. It is almost 20 to 9, so I have about 15 minutes to eat my breakfast, watch something on YouTube. I've got a coffee with collagen in and my breakfast. I was going to have porridge, but I just don't really fancy it. I can't explain, but I'm having 30 grams of Asda High Bran, Arla protein salted caramel yogurt, some defrosted blueberries and raspberries, 15 grams of raisin medley from Marks and Spencer's, and some honey. And that is 390 calories. Right, it is 1:15 again. I'm slightly late coming down for lunch, so I'm rather hungry. Excuse me. I've had to make this or boil it in a pan anyway. So I've got a bachelor's pasta and sauce, tomato, onion and herb, and that is half of it made up. The other half is in there. Then I've got one of the Iceland barbecue chicken skewers on top of the pasta and 15 grams of protein cheese. Then I've got 50 grams of this beetroot salad that Andrew found at Asda. Diced beetroot and shredded carrots in a red wine vinegar dressing. Very low calorie. So, and I love beetroot and it smells really, really nice. I've got some of that. And I've got little gem lettuce, a bit of baby cucumber and some plum tomatoes. And a little bit of this house dressing. I have some kind of fizzy drink. I can't remember what I've got in the fridge. And that takes it to 400 calories. The fizzy drink will be sugar-free. Good evening. It is just after 5 o'clock and it's 10 degrees before I forget. I basically just finished work and come straight out to do a little village walk with the dogs before I rush off to my gym class, Just Stretch. But yeah, 10 degrees. It feels colder than that. I said it was 5 degrees this morning, and I think it feels just as cold as that. So, who knows? I'm still just as wrapped up. Yeah, we've just come out to do a quick 20 minutes, half an hour walk, and then I'll get straight in the car and go to the gym. There's rain in the air, but I didn't bring an umbrella. Squeezing in between a car. Yeah, I can definitely feel a difference this week in my satiation. That word is really hard to say. In my fullness levels and my suppression. So, for example, that half a pasta and sauce and salad, I still feel full now. About 4 hours later, and like Andrew's saying, "Oh, do you want your tea before you go?" I said, "No, I'm not even remotely hungry. I think I'm having a burger tonight in a bun. That's what I fancy." Come on. They're stopping to sniff every lamppost. Yeah, so it's strange. I didn't even have a piece of fruit after or anything, and I still feel full. I'm just trying to think, would I have even thought about food if Andrew hadn't said, you know, when do you want your tea, basically? No, I don't know, but I certainly still feel like it's there in my stomach. I still feel full and I don't feel hungry. But like I said on my vlog yesterday, I think that's taken 3 injections for me to feel a difference between taking 2.5 and taking 3.75. I just thought you'd find that interesting. It seems to be getting darker the further I walk around. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I am going to try and rush this walk so that we get home before it properly starts to rain. I'm not going to take any footage at Just Stretch tonight. I just need to relax and enjoy the class, but I'll try and remember the names of the moves and roughly what we did so that I can tell you afterwards. So I'll catch you in a couple of hours. Good evening. It is just after 7 o'clock. I am just out of Just Stretch. There was a lot of against the wall exercises, so mainly stretches for the back of your calves and your arms and shoulders, and yeah, you do end up feeling 2 inches taller. And then we did some from the soldier's pose, which is leaning back on your ankles, sort of kneeling down on your ankles, on your heels, sorry, putting your hands down and pointing your toes, and then going into a stand from there. Now I will try and show you a little bit later if I can, and if Andrew will film. But yeah, that was pretty hard. I could only manage it right at the end to sort of lift myself up into a sort of stand. But yeah, tough. But my iPhone battery is low, so we need to get home, charge and eat something. Right, so it's 20 to 8 and I am sitting down with my evening meal. I have what they call it's the brand Sheldon's, and it's an oven bottom muffin. So it's like a white bread cake with slightly burnt top, and then inside there I've got some tomato sauce, an Aldi reduced fat burger, a Dailies cheese slice, and like I say, tomato sauce. I don't want anything else with it. I've got a Fanta fruit twist, and that is 365 calories, and a very interested party. You can get down. Right, you'll have to work with me with the dogs. But basically, for this very difficult move, you start off in the soldier pose, which is as far back into a kneel as you can get, which obviously I can't do just yet. So your thighs and your bum should be resting on your heels. Andrew's doing the filming, so I have no idea what he's doing. If you're struggling a bit, get something rolled up, something soft. Right, and then what you do, take your palms 6 inches in front of your knees, toes, turn your toes so that they're on the floor, get some momentum going, and lift yourself up like that and down again, up and down, up and down, and just do it for a good couple of minutes. Oh. And that was one of the hardest stretches that we had to do today, and I struggled with that. And he had the others doing it for about 3 minutes, and I could only do the last 30 seconds or so once I'd got the momentum. But give it a try once you've had a warm up. Right, 8:25 now. Comfy's on, and I'm more or less going straight in with my supper before I sit down. I've got a rooibos tea with milk, and then a bit of my leftover Arla protein salted caramel from this morning, with about 60 grams of Fahey yogurt stirred in. Then I've got, I think it was about 20 grams of the M&S raisin medley. I just noticed this morning that the packet was nearly empty, so I'm using up the end of a packet, and then 1 square of the Lidl dark chocolate with raspberry. That's about 170 calories. As I said before, the Lidl dark chocolate with raspberry isn't very raspberry, but it is nice tasting chocolate. If you want the raspberry taste, I would recommend Co-op or M&S. But yeah, it's nice enough to eat. So I'm going to go and eat this now with some soaps on the telly. Good evening. It is 10:10. I thought I was feeling tired earlier, but I seem to have had a second wind after I had my supper. I've just sorted out yesterday's vlog that will go up tomorrow. I know that sounds really confusing. I don't even know what I wanted to say. I didn't really enjoy that pasta and sauce, and I've got the other half of it tomorrow. Either my taste buds have changed, or they've changed the recipe because it had a funny taste to it. Anyway, I'll eat it with the salad and the chicken and the cheese and the beetroot salad, and hopefully it will, disguise it a bit. But I don't know whether I can say artificial or sweet or just tastes different to me now than it used to. Anyway, I've still got, I think I've got 3 more tomato and onion and 1 cheese and broccoli or something from when I used to stock them for my Swimming World days. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, at least quite low calorie, although only if you have half. But half satisfies me. Like I said, I was still, even at 5 o'clock, I was still quite full. I've noticed that I'm not eating as much pasta and rice as I used to do. So anyway, but I am still eating potatoes and chips. So I can't say I've gone off carbs. But yeah, today I end on 1,408 calories, 113 grams of protein, and 6,500 steps. Steps are, like I said vlogs ago, steps are going to be low on these days when I'm off to the gym, because obviously it's either a short walk or if Andrew takes them, no walk. But hopefully I'm getting the exercise through going to the gym, different types of exercise and things like that. So yeah, that's Thursday done with. Tomorrow is Halloween for those who celebrate. So, we won't put any decorations up and stuff because we don't want people, wouldn't mind people calling for kids calling for sweets and that, but the dogs would just go mad every time. But they might have some little outfits if I can find them, and if it's not raining I might show you, but only if I can find them. Okay, well I hope you have a lovely Halloween anyway, and a lovely weekend when it comes, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.